Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXP and today is the 15th of August 2022 and it is the first working day of the week. And to be honest, the market isn't looking that great. The volume does look extremely low, but it's still much better than the second quarter of this year. Could be possible because it is a weekend in most part of the world, such as in US and Canada, and that could be one of the reasons why the volume is relatively low. So let's wait and see how the next coming days and the rest of the month turns out to be. The volume of stable coins is also extremely low. If you look at the percentage of volume that stable coin accounts for, it is still extremely high. It is nearly 90% as of today. Big news for today, the next coming weeks and days till the merge date kicks in is if Ethereum flips Bitcoin, and we'll talk about it very briefly. Now what I plan to do is I plan to release an episode talking only about if Ethereum flips Bitcoin, and what I want to do is I want to release it every Mondays, probably with a couple of other people, and discuss what would actually happen so far as the market share is concerned, so far as the 24 trading volume is concerned, and I really want to discuss some of the pros and the cons of Bitcoin, Ethereum and cryptocurrency market in general if Ethereum actually does flip Bitcoin. In today's episode, we will very briefly talk about it. And we'll also look at one of the forks of Ethereum, that is the Ethereum proof of work that intends to operate as proof of work after the merge date kicks in. What the matrix looks like, to be honest, since the last 7 days or so. For the fork of Ethereum, that is the Ethereum proof of work, the matrix does not look good. I also have a question for you guys. What's the highest dominance Ethereum has had in the past? And you could also tell me when that is. That'll be absolutely brilliant. Mention it in the comments below. If you have been in the ICO or prior to that, you would have probably guessed by now when the highest dominance of Ethereum was. Later on today, we will also discuss a massive news so far as institutional investment is concerned, and that is Blackrock. And Blackrock is an absolute giant so far as investment is concerned. And Larry Fink, who's the CEO of Blackrock, what he does is he writes a letter to shareholders and investors, and this letter is extremely powerful and has a massive impact on the world. Even people like Elon Musk, they tend to follow directions which are mentioned in the letter. So BlackRock is operating at a completely different level, and we'll discuss the news that BlackRock has launched its private Bitcoin trust, and we'll discuss some of the good things that will come out of it and possibly the negative aspects of the news. Regarding UAE, I have two news. The first one is Kanousei Technology launches Odyssey in MENA region, and they plan to have 1,000 companies in the metaverse. So in today's episode, we will look at what the company is, and I'll try to share some information based on the research that I have done. The second news is about Encryptus, and Encryptus has partnered with Azadi Records, which I believe is from India. What they want to do is they want to explore NFTs and create innovative use cases. The intentions definitely seem right, but at this point of time, I'm really not sure if it is one of the best projects, but I'll definitely go ahead and share some information on this. So welcome everyone, it's 8 you're in Dubai and you're listening to Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well. News that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And this is followed by Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Gulf Standard Time. Now every Fridays, we also have an episode focusing only on Metaverse. It's called as Metaverse Everything, so please check out those episodes as well. The format for Metaverse Everything podcast is completely different, and what I tend to do is I also publish a daily and weekly report via my LinkedIn profile. My LinkedIn profile is in the show notes below. Alternatively, you can also go to the Blockchain DXB website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com, and search for the crypto blog sections. So today is the 15th of August 2022 and the global crypto market is $1.16 trillion. Now since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.96% and the total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours is $59.08 billion. This is okay considering the fact that this is a weekend, still in US, Canada, and most part of the world. But going back to 2020, the volume at weekends usually used to be much higher. Now, since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.33%, and the total volume in DeFi is currently at $5.25 billion. And I just looked at the TVL in DeFi, that is the total value locked in DeFi. It is ridiculously low, and it is down to $66 billion. Now, one reason why the volume of DeFi was high was because of fake volumes by Solana. And last week's episode we discussed where some of them who artificially pumped the numbers of Solana. So Solana definitely is not looking good ever since the co-founder, that is Anatoly Yakovenko, started to trash talk about Bitcoin. The Solana blockchain decided to close producing blocks. They recently had a hack so far as the wallets are concerned, and now massive news is that the numbers on DeFi was taken twice, 3 times, or even 4 times in certain cases. So the whole narrative, fake it till you make it, does seem to be suiting Solana, which is a centralized blockchain. Now going back to DeFi, the 24-hour volume of DeFi accounts for 8.89% of the total crypto market. The volume of stablecoins now is at $52.73 billion, and stablecoin accounts for 89.24% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And guys, what I'm going to be doing henceforward is I'm also going to be looking at a comparison between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm going to be looking at 3 factors. That is the market share, the 24-hour trading volume, and the dominance. So if you look at the market share of Bitcoin, currently it is at $464 billion. And if you look at Ethereum, it is a little over 50% of that of Bitcoin, and it is currently at $236 billion. Will this change as the merge date kicks in? We'll just have to wait and see. If you look at the 24-hour trading volume, Bitcoin is currently at $22 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $13 billion. Dominance of Bitcoin is at 40%, and Ethereum since the last few days has gone up by 2%. So as of today, 15th of August, it is at 20.03%. So the question that I asked at the beginning of the episode, and if you are an OG in the cryptocurrency space, you would know when was the last time Ethereum's dominance was at the highest and what percentage was that. Now let's look at the price of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, the king of all kings, is currently at $24,305. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.76%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 4.24%. Ethereum is just on the verge of crossing the $2,000 mark. As of today, it is $1,939. It is down by 2.52% since the last 24 hours, but over a period of 7 days, it is up by 12.62%. Binance Coin is currently at $319, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.07%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 1.26%. Now let's talk about the big news, and I do think that this is something which will gradually build till the merge date kicks in. The market cap of Ethereum is little over 50%. Now with the merge date coming closer, do you guys feel that the market share of Ethereum might get closer to maybe 60% or 70% of that of Bitcoin? Now we at Blockchain DXB definitely think that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin so far as the market cap is concerned. With reference to the price of cryptocurrencies, I definitely don't think so. I have this feeling that Ethereum flipping Bitcoin might be at least 12 months from now, because as and when the news gets mainstream, a lot of the institutional investors will be moving into Ethereum. Cointelegraph has put up a report that states that Ethereum hits 8 months high in Bitcoin as money heads for riskier altcoins. So definitely great explanation. And Finance Magnet also put up an article that talks about Ethereum 2.0, or also called as consensus layer. The deposit contract approaches 13.3 million Ethereum, and this is absolutely massive news because of the nature of open source. And one of the beautiful features of open source technology and blockchain is absolutely anyone can validate and check these transactions. And you can literally go to Etherscan and look at what the volumes are. If you want to find out the actual link, follow me on my LinkedIn profile, look at the date for 15th of August, and you can actually see that the deposit contract has crossed the $13.3 million. Over the last few weeks, Ethereum has been the best performing cryptocurrency asset among the top 10, especially in the last 7 days. So the big question that I want to ask everyone is, what happens when Ethereum flips Bitcoin? Does it actually make any difference? And Masari is a website where you can literally look at the historical data of Ethereum and Masari so far as the market share is concerned, the 24-hour volume is concerned. In Cointelegraph, there is also a brilliant article written by Arjit Sarkar. What he has written is the top 5 misconceptions that people anticipate with Ethereum's upgrade, so definitely a must read. In that article, he talks about some of the misconceptions that people have. The first one being that people think that Ethereum gas fees will be reduced after the merge, so definitely a misconception. The second one is Ethereum transactions will be faster after the merge, so definitely interesting point in that. The third misconception that he has written is about the merge will result in downtime of Ethereum blockchain, so very valid explanation. And the final 2 misconceptions that he has mentioned is that investors will be able to withdraw staked Ether after the merge. And the 5th misconception people have is that validators will not be able to withdraw ETH rewards till the Shanghai upgrade. So definitely worth reading to it. It's literally like just about a page or so. So brilliant article by Arjit Sarkar. Now the transition for proof of work to proof of stake won't be easy. As a matter of fact, there are a couple of forks already taking place on Ethereum, and there is a brilliant article written by Bitcoin.com that talks about how one of the forks, called as Ethereum Proof of Work Token, has literally lost half of its market value in less than 6 days. As a matter of fact, in last week's episode, I also talked about how Laura Shin, one of her episode in Unchained podcast, talked about 3 possible forks of Ethereum. What I would recommend you guys to do is listen to the Laura Shin episode first and then go ahead and read through this particular article. Then it'll give you a thorough understanding of what is going on so far as the different forks of Ethereum is concerned. So essentially, some of the miners in Ethereum, they still want to continue the Ethereum proof of work chain. But the biggest problem is, since the last 7 days, the token has lost half of its value. So definitely important read. Now moving on to the big news, that is about Blackrock. Blackrock is the investment giant of this world. They are the world's largest asset manager with $10 trillion in assets under management. So Blackrock is absolutely massive. And the news that happened a few days ago was that Blackrock has launched Bitcoin Private Trust. What I would recommend you guys to do is read through the official blog post, and it is only a page long. As a matter of fact, it's only 4 paragraphs long. Now, based on that, what online publications are doing is they are giving in their opinion, which may not be correct and partially would be correct as well. Based on the blog, what it says is that the trust is available only to US institutional clients and seeks to attract the performance of Bitcoin, less expenses and liabilities of the trust. If you read through the blog, they have a very important point, and I have a mixed reaction to this. What they have said is that BlackRock is encouraged that organizations such as RMI and Energy Web are developing programs to bring greater transparency to sustainable energy usage in Bitcoin mining and will follow progress around those initiatives. Now guys, BlackRock is a massive giant organization, so big even people like Elon Musk tend to follow his orders. What would happen if BlackRock decides to change the consensus network of Bitcoin from proof of work to proof of stake? Could that be possible? Based on BlackRock's position in the world, it just might be possible. Now, historically, Bitcoin has had an allergic reaction to councils, associations, and any central point of failures, but with giants such as BlackRock that has $10 trillion assets and under management, I wouldn't be surprised if that thing is possible. There are 2 things to look at it. One thing, the positive news, is that because of this news, it might give a temporary increase in the price of Bitcoin. But again, guys, it's individuals who will not be benefited by it. It will be high net worthy individuals who will be getting into this trust who will be benefited by it. The negative side that I think is because BlackRock is such a massive giant, and BlackRock is the only reason why Elon Musk decided to stop accepting Bitcoin because of ESG concerns. Larry Fink, who's the CEO of Blackrock, is one of the most respected persons in the world. All of the top financial institutional giants tend to follow his order. Even Elon Musk made the decision to stop accepting Bitcoin because of instructions indirectly from Blackrock. So, I really am not sure what to make of this, because it is possible that Blackrock could actually convince just a few people, let's say like President Nayiib Bukele, Michael Saylor, and Elon Musk, and they could put forward a consensus, a narrative that switching from Bitcoin proof of work to proof of stake might be better for Bitcoin. And then, with social media publishing benefits of proof of stake, I wouldn't be surprised if the core technology of Bitcoin switches from proof of work to proof of stake. Again, I'm definitely hoping that does not happen. Let's move on to next news, that is regarding UAE. The first news is Kanousei Technology launches Odyssey in MENA region, and they plan to have 1,000 companies in the metaverse. So let's try to explore what Kanousei Technology is. It is an award-winning Dubai-based experiential tech agency, and they also have an office in Dubai. Based on the website, what it says is that they are modern-day storytellers, and Kanousei Technology develops innovative, immersive, and experiential solutions blended with traditional design and communication techniques that engage, inspire, and communicate. And they are experts in digital human-computer interaction. Their experience ignite the imagination, help you to grow your brand awareness, and deliver your message through active participation and play. Now, if you go through the website, they have 7 core areas that they focus on. That is immersive reality experiences, virtual reality and virtual environments, virtual conferences, interactive installations and games, social media filters and lenses, video motion graphics and animations, web development, and e-commerce. So go to the website, you'll get loads of information. The website is kanousei.com, which is spelled for K for kite, A for alpha, N for November, O for orange, U for umbrella, S for sugar, E for elephant, I for India.com. The news is that Kanousei Technology launches Odyssey in the MENA region, which is essentially a Web3 platform that will allow companies an easier and smarter way to get into the metaverse. And the goal of the company is to get 1,000 companies into the metaverse through Odyssey. The platform enables brands to re-envision their customer engagement and digital strategies, changing the way they provide online services. And Odyssey will support companies and brands to successfully engage and grow with the technology in this new era of Web3. Odyssey encompasses beautiful environments with next-generation social interactions such as spatial audio and video, and brands can totally personalize their interiors, configure the store, and gamify experiences to support awareness campaigns, digital merchandising, product launch, events, NFT drops, or reimagine discounts and giveaways. So quite a lot of things that Kanousei plans to do. And Harold Dickinson Jr., who is the founder and XR director of Kanousei Technology, has said companies can create corporate meeting rooms where employees from all around the world can meet for presentations, socialize, or for team buildings and training purposes. Now guys, in case if you guys have used Samsung Gear VR, I used to use Samsung Gear VR. Going back to 2016, there was an app called as Virtual Time. The features were absolutely brilliant. So what you could do is you could arrange meetings in a space, you could arrange meetings in Antarctica, and they also had a slide where you can do presentations. And in 2016, I believe, I did do a presentation on Bitcoin, and there were 4 people who were literally looking at the slides. They were asking questions. You can even share your own photographs, and this is almost 6 years ago. Imagine the technology which is now with haptic devices. I think it is a brilliant opportunity. Let's talk a bit more about Kanousei Technology. The product is delivered through cloud-based pixel streaming with no need to download and install any programs. Integrated with the Ready Player Me protocol, users can create and customize their avatar with over 1,000 different options, and even have the ability to upload an image and have the system create the digital twin. Once inside, they have total freedom to explore, interact, and join different conversations. So definitely brilliant, and most likely this just might be the future of working place. And in the Metaverse Everything podcast, I did talk about an article which was released, I believe, by Harvard, where they talk about how metaverse will be impacting the workplace. Let's talk about the next news for today, that is Encryptus partners with Azadi Records to explore NFTs and creative innovative use cases. So let's try to look at what Encryptus is. So the website is encryptus.io. It's spelled as E for elephant, N for November, C for Charlie, R for Roger, Y for yellow, P for Peter, T for Tango, U for umbrella, S for sugar.io. Encryptus launched as a crypto advisory firm in London in 2020 and later got approval from DMCC, that is Dubai Multi Commodities Center, in 2021 for proprietary trading in crypto commodities. And Encryptus is run by an experienced team that understands the risks, compliances, and opportunities in the crypto space. And they are here to deliver a compliant and licensed means for institutions to buy and sell crypto assets in the MENA region against fiat currencies. Their mission is to empower licensed financial services companies in crypto adoption. I would really recommend you guys to do is read through the FAQs because they have clearly mentioned that they have a very strong emphasis and focus on KYC. Now, really, I'm not sure what to make of it because when you talk about Bitcoin, you don't need any KYC. So, in a way, this goes against the very ethos of using cryptocurrencies, but it is still a requirement based on the license that they have got, that is of proprietary trading in crypto commodities. Let's look at the partner, that is Azadi Records. Azadi Records are currently based in Mumbai. They are located in Bandra, which is one of the most posh and beautiful places in Mumbai. Based off LinkedIn, what I got is that Azadi Records is a Delhi-based independent record label established in 2017, and the label seeks to provide a platform for South Asian artists to release forward-thinking, conscious music that critically engages and comments on the pressuring issues of our time. So they're originally from Delhi and looks like they also have an office in Mumbai, and they're focusing on South Asian artists. So absolutely brilliant stuff. As per LinkedIn, it also says that the aim is not to be underground, but to highlight pertinent stories that are often ignored by mainstream. If you go through the website, unfortunately right now, the website is under constructions and looks like they might be creating a completely new website, but they do have a Spotify link. And I looked at the Spotify link and they just have 235 tracks, which I think is relatively less because I was hoping, to be in thousands or maybe 10 or 100,000s. 235 is ridiculously less, but they have an NFT section, which is probably most important, which I'll dwell to it in a few minutes. And the NFT part is called as Nayiib.world, and currently it is in whitelist, and I'll be going to what Nayiib.world is in a bit. But before that, let's talk about the partnership between Encryptus and Azadi. So Encryptus partners with Azadi Records to explore NFTs and create innovative use cases. The alliance will result in the exploration of NFT ecosystem and the development of innovative use cases, which will give holders exclusive access to premium content, limited edition merchandise, VIP tour tickets, and more. And Shantanu Saxena, the Encryptus founder and CEO, has said, during the current bearish market, institutional support behind crypto remains strong. Encryptus is glad to be playing an important role in institutional crypto adoption. It certainly doesn't hurt that this institutional interest in crypto market is also working to excite exciting investors who were contemplating hastily pulling out of the market. He further went on to say that his partnership with Azadi Records aims to create a use case for NFT ecosystem in India in a more compliant manner, and the primary focus is compliance and respect for the law of land. So definitely clear and basic information. So far as NFT is concerned, they have a thing called as Nayiib.world. So it's spelled as N for November, A for Alpha, Y for Yellow, A for Alpha, B for Bravo.world. Nayiib World NFTs and the utilities will unlock new avenues for artist-fan engagements, building a deep relationship between them. So Mo Joshi and Uday Kapoor, who are the founders of Azadi Records, have said that Nayiib World NFTs and their utilities will unlock new avenues for artist-fan engagements, building a deeper relationship between them. And Saidi Moth is an artist affiliated with Azadi Records who's launching its own NFT with a tour across the country, and this is done in association with Encryptus and L Bank. So the partnership between Encryptus and Azadi Records makes it one of the first Indian music labels to integrate blockchain technology into their operation and also includes the NFT-centric theme. So definitely brilliant move. It looks great, but if you look at blockchain technology, and this is going back to the basics of blockchain technology, it needs to be peer-to-peer. So as a musician, you need to be in a position to directly connect with the audience and not necessarily with a central intermediary or entity. This goes back to the second line of the Bitcoin white paper. The main benefits are lost if a central intermediary or entity is required to prevent double spending. So in an idealistic and a perfect world, the musicians or artists should be able to connect directly to the fans without the need for a central intermediary or entity. And based on the research that I have done on Encryptus, they definitely want KYC, and in the FAQs they have actually mentioned it is possible that a lot of the transactions can be cancelled as well. So that's all the news for today, guys, on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com and also check out my other website that is area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. If you like listening to this, please follow this podcast, click on the follow button and share the word across. Now for the next 30 minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And remember guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 am to 8:30 am, we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. This is followed by 2 news and information related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East from the cryptocurrency world. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a first question by Mohammed who asks, do you think Ethereum flips Bitcoin this year? As a matter of fact, no, Mohammed, that's exactly what I said in today's episode. I don't think that Ethereum flips Bitcoin this year. It might take maybe 12 months, maybe 15 months, or maybe 18 months, I don't know. I also talked about it in one of the episodes last week where someone actually asked me what would happen if Ethereum flips Bitcoin. To be honest, if Ethereum flips Bitcoin, there is not much that's going to happen so far as the technology is concerned, but it does gain a lot of momentum in the mainstream media. Because of getting a lot of momentum in mainstream media, it is possible that a lot of institutional investors, a lot of retail clients do tend to put in a lot of money in Ethereum. They would be buying Ethereum, they will be building a lot of dApps. And because of the nature of the merge where the supply gets cleverly managed, it is possible the market share of Ethereum does actually flip Bitcoin much sooner than anticipated. And it is also possible that the price of Ethereum could actually overtake Bitcoin. Now, personally, I don't think so that would happen. But to answer your question, Mohammed, I don't think that Ethereum flips Bitcoin by the end of this year. Definitely not possible. I have another question by Dave who asks, with Blackrock getting into Bitcoin, does it mean Bitcoin to the moon? Definitely not, Dave. I have 2 mixed reactions to this. The first and the positive thing is Blackrock is an absolute massive giant. We don't understand how powerful Blackrock is. Blackrock is only offering Bitcoin private trust, and this is only to institutional investors. The only people who are going to be benefited by this is the high net worthy individuals and ultra high net worthy individuals. And at the start of the episode, when I actually talked about Blackrock, that only to get information from the first source, that is read through the blog from Blackrock. Because what happens is a lot of the mainstream media will be exaggerating this particular news, and they would be saying that the price of Bitcoin would reach to the moon, so go ahead and buy a Bitcoin, which need not necessarily be correct. The scariest part about this, Dave, is because Blackrock is such an absolute massive giant, I'm just hoping that they do not have a say and a stake in switching the consensus from proof of work to proof of stake. Can BlackRock go ahead and do it? If you have the idea of how powerful BlackRock is, they definitely might be able to do that. BlackRock manages $10 trillion assets under management. That is absolutely massive. All they have to do is they just have to convince Michael Saylor, they have to convince Elon Musk. As a matter of fact, they don't even have to convince them. They could just force them indirectly. And going back to, Dave, the whole ESG movement that you've heard was only started because of Larry Fink's letter. So what I would recommend you to do is, in case if you want to find out more information of what this means, is go to the BlackRock website. Larry Fink's letter is really beautiful, and it is a very simple language. I would really recommend you guys to go and read through that letter. Then what I would recommend you to do is look at what Elon Musk did with Bitcoin, and that was only because of his letter. Kevin O'Leary has a brilliant podcast with Anthony Pompliano where he talks about how Bitcoin, once it switches to proof of stake, then we are talking about the true price of Bitcoin. So that is something which I'm worried about. Bitcoin maximalists, they're only concerned with their own value of Bitcoin. If they are convinced that the price of Bitcoin will go higher if Bitcoin switches from proof of work to proof of stake, they will start changing the narrative. They won't be talking about the benefits of proof of work. They will switch the narrative from proof of work to proof of stake. And if that thing happens, then the whole core principle, the whole technology of Bitcoin has actually changed. Can BlackRock go ahead and do it? I definitely think so. Do I like that thing? Definitely not. Is it possible that BlackRock is in a position to do that? And the answer to that, unfortunately, is yes. So apart from that, with reference to the price, maybe there is a temporary price increase that is only by people who are listening to mainstream media, but it does not affect the price for average day consumers because it is a trust. So people who are buying this trust, they will be earning millions of it, not necessarily the Bitcoin holders. So that's all for today, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Please check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com, and check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. How the series of episodes under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East from the cryptocurrency world. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.